Hello and welcome to a galaxy far, far away. You join me here in Jabba's palace, not Buffy's cave. That's upstairs. This is in my lounge in the cabinet. I just wanted to go through and show you my Star Wars Kenner collection, loose. Tell you my love and passion for it, and tell you where I got a lot of this from. And well, this is where it all started from. Collecting for me was Star Wars Kenner, and for a lot of us it was Star Wars Kenner. Like growing up with Star Wars, playing with the figures, this is what a lot of us did. I just wanted to do this video and share my Star Wars Kenner collection, and yeah, like I say, mention where I got a lot of them from, and also mention the figures I'm missing, and am I going to go through them or not. But here I've done a Jabba the Hutt scene to accommodate Jabba, because it's a big piece, so I thought I'd do a scene. So this is when Luke Skywalker enters. Absolutely awesome. And I've even got the rubber band there. I actually got those three in a charity shop. Amazing. I got a few figures in a charity shop, but a lot of them I got in a shop that was in my town when I was at school. So I used to me and my mate used to go in there every week, most Saturdays. Some evenings after school, we used to go in there and hang out. We were his best customers. That was great. And then they used to hold toy and train fairs at my school as well. So used to get some there as well. But yeah, at the back here, I've got card backs. So. There's a couple I had from when I was a kid. The Kenner card backs I bought like that at the shop I mentioned. So there's different backs there, and then there's a card front there. And then there's Power of the Force again. And that Luke Tatooine card back, I've got the figure on the shelf above. And yeah, I've got the figures for these ones as well in here. So there is Jabba's palace, and moving up is my shelf of loose figures, and then I've got another shelf above that as well. A lot of these you will notice don't have the accessories, but a lot of them are from childhood and teen, basically, me being a teenager as well. But basically in the shop in town, when it was there, we could only afford like loose figures, just the figure without the accessories, because there were loads in there in bags, and they're like £1 or £2, £3 each. You can just grab them off, like, you know, have that one, grab it off, buy it, you know. But it was just a figure on its own. He did have a cabinet of loose figures complete, and he also had a load of carded figures as well. I did actually do a trade once of a load of Power of the Force figures for an old Kenner carded figure, which is upstairs in the Buffy cave. So that was awesome. But yeah, I actually remember the prices of some of the figures back then. It's like, you see the Luke Endor there, that's got the Leia poncho on, there's Leia next to him. That cost me £5, that figure, but it was just that on its own, like that. But a complete one was £35 then, and then you got like the Imperial Gunner, A-Wing Pilot, Barada, they're all £35. I think Barada's 35, it might have been 45. And then a Man and Even I'd Known, they were 50. And then the Luke Stormtrooper and the R2 lightsaber, they were 65. Yak Face was 75. And then the Imperial Dignitary was 20 and Anakin was 15. I remember the prices of those back then. But it was a lot then. So what me and my friend bought was just sort of loose ones in bags. Just to figure, like £1, £2 ones, you know. And some are a bit more. And then they also did Power of the Force figures in there on card, and Phantom Menace, and we bought some of them as well. So, yeah, a lot of them came from there. Toy and Train Fairs as well, which I'll go in more detail in a minute when I get to the next shelf up. There's a complete Ewok there. But like I say, a lot of these don't have the accessories because they're from childhood and teenager. And I couldn't afford much then. So having a lot of these from childhood, it's just amazing, you know. And if I was to buy them again with the weapon, the childhood one is still better because it's from your childhood. You played with it, and it brings back memories. So they'll always be better, and you've got a lot of sentimental value with them. So they're the precious ones. To me, they're worth more, a lot more, than buying them again, you know. So, which goes on to that I need 7 more figures to complete the set. But I think, is it worth getting them because they're expensive ones? Because I know these don't have the accessories. But for me, to have them in here would mean so much to me. And it'd be a dream. And it'll make me happy because I see them here. I see them in here every day. I look at these every day. So it would be amazing. And I will shortly name them out, what ones I need. And then you Star Wars collectors will know that that's going to be hard. Because it's expensive. And it's basically good luck. I'm sure I'll find them. But it'd be like, looking at them at shows, it'd be one at a time, you know. But yeah, it'd be hard to do, but I'll work on it, I think, because I'd love to have them in here. It's a dream, so I keep changing my mind, saying, nah, it's not worth it, but then I want them, you know, so it's difficult. Yeah, there's Darth Maul and Darth Sidious, so I've got 4 Phantom Menace figures in here, with Qui-Gon and Boss Nass, and I've got a few Power of the Force ones in here as well. Absolutely awesome. There's a Man. Now these 3 figures here, Darth Vader, Chewbacca and Luke. The Chewbacca was the first figure I remember having at all. And the Darth Vader and Luke, now I go back to the Toy and Train Fairs that they used to hold much school. I walked in on one of them, might have been the first one, I don't know. Walked in and paid the entry, something like 50p, I can't remember. And then I was on a quick browse, and then I was walking on to get towards the hall, and then the man said, "Are you interested in Darth Vader?" I was about 10 or 11 at the time, and I turned around and saw it like that. It was up high, but it was like that, the lightsaber drawn. A jaw-dropping moment. I wanted it. It was £1.50. It was mine. So I got that. And then I walked down the steps, and then there was a biscuit tin of figures. So I grabbed the Luke and Teebo, just down here. 50p each. So I got them. And I went in the hall. I got nothing in the hall, so I just came out with those 3 figures. But they are very special. I remember buying them, especially the Darth Vader. That was very special. And then I remember playing with them a lot when I was a kid. You see the Luke is battered, and the Darth Vader cape is battered as well, it's torn. So, but I played with them a lot when I was a kid, so they are very, very special to me. Very special. I'd say the Darth Vader is my favourite figure in my whole collection. It's just so special, and I remember playing with it, so, and buying it as well, which was great. I do have another story for the train fair, for another train fair, but I'll mention that shortly. I just want to mention the figures I'm missing. But first, I just want to say that I bought a load of these in the shop I had in town many years ago when I was a teenager, when I was at school. So a lot of them from there, which was amazing. But I just could never get the carded ones in it. I got one with a trade, big trade, which is up in my Buffy Cave. And that's the B-Wing pilot with the coin. I traded a load of Power of the Force figures for that, so I was so grateful to get that. But yeah, I just obviously at school you can't really afford much, so I just had to get the cheap ones in the bags. And me and my mate used to sometimes line them up, do a line at my parents' house, do a line of figures and see how big the line was with our figures. We used to do that sometimes, which was fun. But yeah, it's just amazing, you know, so I'm so grateful. But this is where my collecting started from, was Star Wars Kenner. So these are very, very special figures indeed. So very precious. Which leads on to the 7 figures I'm after. So yeah, this is going to be a tough one to try and get them, but I think I want to go for them, because I'd have to try and get them at a lower price. Obviously, the market value on them is high, but if I can try and find them at a lower price, then great. But I'll see at shows. I keep changing my mind. I'm like, nah, it's not worth it, because a lot of these don't have the accessories, so is it worth it? But I would love to have them in here. If I had those 7 figures in here, it would be a dream. It really would. It would mean so much to me if I had them. And to see them in here, it would make me happy. And I've always wanted this collection complete, having all the figures loose. So it would mean a lot to me. So basically, the 7 figures are the A-Wing pilot, Barada, the Imperial Gunner, Han Carbonite, Warrock, Yakface, Blue Snaggletooth. They're the figures I need to complete the set. So I'm going to look out for them at shows and just see what I can do. It'd be getting one at a time, obviously, but I'll see what I can do and hopefully be able to add them in. But I keep changing my minds. Like, yeah, it's not really worth it, really, because the expense, and a lot of these figures are not complete, but a lot of these figures are childhood ones and ones from teenager, and they're special. Ones I played with, you know. But just to get these last 7 would be incredible, would be a dream. So I'm going to look out for them and see if I can find them, see if I can get them. It would be amazing. But they are expensive, that's the problem. That's the trouble a lot of us collectors have, I think. It's the expense. And also on collecting, it's the space as well. But obviously they don't take up much space, so they'll go in here. But so I was thinking about finishing off the Phantom Menace set, working on getting the other items, but where would I put it? You know, the Royal Starship, where would I put that? There's not a lot of room up there. And you'll see that on the upcoming room tour. I think that might be 2 videos on that one, but you'll see the amount of items I've got in there. It's crazy. But I love it, absolutely love it. It means so much to me. But yeah, I just wanted to do a video and show you my Star Wars Kenner figures. It's just amazing. But yeah, like I said, I'd like to get the other 7. You know, I'll pull out Lando General. If I've got a few of them like that, just the figure, that's fine as long as the price is lower than a complete one. But I'd like to have them complete, of course, but yeah, they are expensive, you know. So I'm gonna look out for them and see if I can add to the collection. Like this one here, this one's amazing, absolutely awesome, but no gun, so that's the problem. But absolutely awesome, you know. Darth Vader there, lightsaber. Obi-Wan, that's my childhood one. Got that at a Toy and Train Fair, I think. Yeah, I was about 11 at the time. I added a lightsaber to it. There's my childhood Power of the Force Luke. And the car back is below. But yeah, a lot of these from the train shows or that shop in town I had. So they're from my childhood or teen. So absolutely awesome. 3 films, started it all off. Absolutely awesome. It's incredible. I will show you, I got Luke Stormtrooper. There he is. Absolutely awesome. I've got all the R2s there as well. I do have the R2 lightsaber, but I was told it's a fake lightsaber. That's why it was so cheap I got it. Absolutely awesome. And up here is the Power of the Force Land Speeder. But also got Evenide 9. And there's Papu in the corner there. But absolutely awesome. And the Jawa, I prefer it like that. It came with a cloth cape or the vinyl cape, but I prefer it like that. That's how it looks. That's how the Jawa looks. Got the straps on there. That's how it looks, you know. So it'd be awesome to have it with the cloth cape and the vinyl cape, but I like it like that. Prefer it like that. That's just me, but that's how it looks in the film. The Jawa. That's how Jawa looks. So because it's got the straps on there, but I think it's awesome like that. So, but great figure, really is, absolutely awesome. So now I was going to mention about another item I got at the Toy and Train Fair. So basically, I bought the AT-AT Walker. So basically, I was looking at the AT-AT Walker, and I was looking at it. I opened the side door, noticed it was £15 down to 10. And I was about 10 or 11 at the time. I can't remember what the man said. He said, "Do you want it?" I said, "Yeah, but I don't have £10, something like that." He said, "Oh, you can have it for a fiver." I lit up because I had about £7 on me, so I bought it. And I remember seeing some AT-STs behind for £4. They were complete, but I got an AT-AT for £5. And we walked out. Me and my dad walked out, and a guy was coming in the other way. And he goes, "Oh, I wanted that." It was so funny. But I'll probably add that story into the Buffy Cave tour because it's in there. But it was so awesome to get that. So the best buy I've ever done in collecting is that AT-AT Walker, and it's a prized possession. I'll never part with it. Like my Star Wars Kenner, I never part with them. Never. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching this. Just wanted to share my Star Wars Kenner collection with you. Yep, so hopefully I can find those other 7 and hopefully gradually get them. Maybe. But yeah, there we go. There's my Star Wars Kenner, and thank you so much. Take care of yourselves, and always remember, the Force is strong with us. I'll leave you with Jabba the Hutt. Ho, 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 ho.